stable side.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. And it is another positive, peaceful, and present Wednesday. I'm here today to talk to you about a topic that's very prevalent, and it's challenging the status quo. What is the status quo? The status quo is just existing in life and not fulfilling your purpose of who you were created to be. Are you living the status quo, or are you living your dreams? For myself, I was in a position where I was just living the status quo. And at night I would go to sleep and I would feel uncomfortable because I knew that I was created to be more than I was at the time. I had big dreams. Ever since I was little, I always had a feeling that I was meant to do something great. And you may be feeling the same thing while you're listening to me. You may feel like you're meant to do something great. But when you challenge the status quo, three things happen in your life. The first is people challenge your beliefs, and they cause you to challenge your beliefs as well. Two, your character is questioned. People try to attack you with all kind of negative information, negative things. They say mean things about you. They hate on you. And three, your endurance is tested. How far are you willing to go before you quit? As I came up through the leadership ranks, it was very tough for me. It was very challenging. But what I did is I had to look myself in the mirror and I had to really push myself. When I first got hired for my management position, a lot of people didn't believe in me. I was very young, I had a baby face. I didn't really have a lot of experience and a lot of credibility and a high reputation. But I had one individual that believed in me. He was my mentor. And he looked at me and he said, you know what, you're going to be great. Even though that moment I was scared to death and I didn't believe that I could be great, I took his belief in me and it powered me to believe in myself. Because you may be in a position where you want to do something that you've never done before and somebody may not believe in you. But if you have just one person that's willing to confirm you and speak words of positivity over you, you will be able to achieve that thing that you want to do. So as I came up the ranks, and with this one person's confidence in me, I jumped off the porch. And jumping off the porch, I put in the application for a leadership position, and to my amazement, I got the job. And when I was first on the job, people didn't believe I can do it. They didn't believe I had the knowledge. They didn't believe I had the experience. Even though I had the experience, what they would do is they would question my character. They would say all kind of evil things about me. They would hate on me. They would say all kind of negative things about me. They would put me down. They would say lies. They would say I was a snake, say I was underhanded. They would try to get me fired. And I would wonder to myself, I would question myself. I would say, man, am I that bad of a person that people will hate me that much? But what I realized is it wasn't about me. It was actually about them. And what they were doing is they were pushing me to endure. They were trying to push me to my breaking point. But guess what? I started to dig deep. I started to fight back. So you may say, as you challenge the status quo, when your belief is tested, what do? Dig deep. Go to something like scripture. What I did is I went to scripture in my time of need. And I started to read verses like Psalms 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He restoreth my soul. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. That encouraging verse, it uplifted my strength and my confidence. And I was able to have more belief in myself because I was created. You are created to be more than a conqueror. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. You gotta believe that. So when your belief is tested, you go to the word, you go to something positive, you surround yourself around positive people. When your character is tested, you stand on the foundation of who you were raised to be, your morals. You remind yourself of your morals. What I had to do when I was attacked and I was called all those names that I knew I was not. I had to stay consistent in what I knew that was true, and eventually those things went away. So if you're consistent when your character is challenged, if you believe in yourself, endurance is just fighting every day. Every day you fight. If you get knocked down, you get up, you fight. You just fight. You just fight. I remember, man, people used to call out from work. I used to have to go in. I used to work almost 15, 16 hours a day. Some days I worked. Actually, one day I worked 20 hours. But I would not give up. I would not quit. I was watching a movie one day, the Jackie Robinson movie. And I remember when he was up at bat and the pitcher threw the ball and hit him intentionally. Guess what he had to do? He had to refrain from attacking. When they were attacking me at work, I had to refrain from being negative. I had to refrain from getting down on myself. I had to keep my spirits lifted up. And you may be in a point where you want to quit, but you have to keep your spirits lifted up. Aaron, how do you endure? What I had to do is I had to go to a scripture. And it said, don't get weary in well doing, because in due season you will reap the harvest. If you keep your mind stayed on the harvest, not the valley, you will endure. So as you challenge the status quo, I'll encourage you today. You can have what you want. You can do what you want. And you can be what you want. You just have to believe, receive, and achieve. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my page on YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram, or you can shoot me an email. But as always, go be great. Thank you.